Marcus Williams, a successful entrepreneur known for his sharp business acumen and philanthropic efforts, walked into an upscale luxury store in downtown Manhattan. He was dressed impeccably in a tailored suit, ready to purchase a gift for his mother's upcoming birthday. The store, renowned for its exclusivity and high-end products, boasted opulent displays and an atmosphere of refined elegance. As Marcus entered, he noticed the sales associates glancing his way. Their expressions quickly shifted from professional courtesy to barely concealed disdain. Ignoring the cold stares, Marcus made his way to a display case featuring an array of exquisite jewelry. He had his eye on a particular diamond necklace that he knew his mother would love. Approaching a sales associate, a middle-aged woman with a pinched expression, Marcus smiled warmly and asked, "Excuse me, could I see that necklace, please?" The woman looked him up and down, her nose wrinkling in disdain. "I'm sorry, sir, but that piece is very expensive. Perhaps something in the lower range might be more suitable for you," she replied, her tone dripping with condescension. Taken aback, Marcus maintained his composure. "I assure you, I can afford it. Please let me see the necklace." The sales associate crossed her arms, her expression hardening. "I think you should leave. We don't cater to people like you." Marcus felt a surge of anger and humiliation. He glanced around, noticing the uncomfortable looks from other customers and the lack of intervention from the store's management. Feeling the sting of blatant racism, Marcus turned on his heel and walked out of the store, his mind racing with thoughts of how to respond to this unjust treatment. That evening, Marcus sat in his elegantly furnished apartment, reflecting on the day's humiliating experience. The cityscape of New York stretched out before him through the large windows, but he found no solace in the familiar view. Instead, his mind replayed the encounter at the luxury store, each detail sharpening his resolve. He couldn't believe that in this day and age, such blatant discrimination still existed, especially in a city as diverse as New York. Marcus had faced prejudice before, but this incident struck a particularly deep chord. He thought about his mother, who had always taught him to stand up against injustice and to use his success as a platform for change. Taking a deep breath, Marcus decided that he wouldn't let this slide. He wasn't just going to walk away and accept the indignity. Instead, he would turn this negative experience into an opportunity to teach a powerful lesson about respect, dignity, and the value of every individual, regardless of their background. He picked up his phone and made a call to his assistant, Vanessa. "Vanessa, I need you to arrange a meeting with our PR team first thing in the morning. We have a situation that needs addressing," he said, his voice firm and determined. After ending the call, Marcus began to strategize. He would not only address the discrimination he faced, but also highlight the broader issue of racial prejudice in high-end retail. His goal was to create a movement that would spark a conversation about inclusivity and equality, compelling businesses to reconsider their policies and training. With a plan forming in his mind, Marcus felt a sense of purpose wash over him. He knew that his actions could lead to meaningful change, not just for himself, but for countless others who had faced similar discrimination. This was his chance to make a difference, and he was determined to seize it. The next morning, Marcus arrived at his office, a sleek modern building in the heart of Manhattan. His assistant, Vanessa, greeted him at the entrance, her expression a mix of curiosity and concern. "Good morning, Mr. Thompson. The PR team is ready for you in the conference room," she informed him. "Thank you, Vanessa. Let's make this meeting count," Marcus replied, walking briskly towards the conference room. Inside, the PR team sat around a large glass table, waiting expectantly. As Marcus entered, the room fell silent, and all eyes turned to him. He took a seat at the head of the table, his demeanor calm but resolute. "Thank you all for coming on such short notice," Marcus began. "Yesterday, I experienced something that no one should have to go through in 2024. Blatant racial discrimination at a high-end retail store. This incident isn't just about me. It's about a systemic issue that needs addressing." The team listened intently as Marcus recounted the details of his encounter. He spoke passionately about the need for change, not only in that particular store but across the entire industry. "We have an opportunity here," he continued, "to turn a negative experience into a catalyst for positive change. I want us to launch a campaign that highlights the importance of inclusivity and respect in all businesses." The head of the PR team, Laura, nodded thoughtfully. "I agree, Marcus. We can start by drafting a press release detailing your experience and calling for a nationwide conversation on racial discrimination in retail. We should also reach out to influential figures in the industry to support our cause." Marcus smiled, appreciating the quick thinking. "Exactly. Let's also create a social media campaign with the hashtag #RespectAllCustomers. We can encourage people to share their own stories of discrimination and call for businesses to adopt better training and policies." Vanessa chimed in. "We could partner with organizations that promote diversity and inclusion to strengthen our message and provide resources for businesses to improve their practices." "Perfect," Marcus agreed. "And let's organize a public event, maybe a panel discussion, where we can bring together leaders from various industries to talk about these issues and share solutions." As the meeting progressed, the team brainstormed more ideas and refined their strategy. Marcus felt a renewed sense of hope and determination. This was more than just a PR move. It was a movement towards justice and equality. By the end of the meeting, they had a clear plan in place. Marcus stood up, his confidence unwavering. "Thank you all. Let's get to work and make a real difference." Leaving the conference room, Marcus knew that the journey ahead would be challenging, but he was ready to face it head-on. He was determined to transform his personal ordeal into a powerful message that would resonate with people across the country. In the following days, Marcus's team moved swiftly to put their plan into action. They crafted a compelling press release, detailing Marcus's experience and calling for change. The release was sent to major news outlets, creating a media frenzy. News channels and websites picked up the story, featuring interviews with Marcus. He spoke passionately about the need for inclusivity in all businesses and the impact of racial discrimination. Marcus's calm yet powerful demeanor resonated with viewers, drawing widespread support for his cause. Simultaneously, the social media campaign launched with the hashtag #RespectAllCustomers. The campaign quickly went viral, with thousands of people sharing their own stories of discrimination. Influential figures in the fashion and retail industries voiced their support, amplifying the campaign's reach. Vanessa, Marcus's assistant, coordinated the outreach to diversity and inclusion organizations. She arranged meetings and formed partnerships, ensuring the campaign had a solid foundation. Marcus participated in webinars and virtual discussions, providing insights and advocating for policy changes. One afternoon, Marcus received a call from a representative of the luxury store's parent company. The voice on the other end was formal but contrite. "Mr. Thompson, we are deeply sorry for the incident you experienced. We would like to meet with you to discuss how we can address this issue and ensure it never happens again." Marcus agreed to the meeting, viewing it as an opportunity to push for real change. The next day, he walked into the company's headquarters, feeling a mix of anticipation and resolve. He was greeted by the CEO and a group of senior executives. "Mr. Thompson, we sincerely apologize for the way you were treated," the CEO began. "We are committed to making things right and would appreciate your guidance on how we can improve our practices." Marcus spoke candidly about his experience and the broader issue of discrimination in retail. He emphasized the importance of comprehensive employee training, diverse hiring practices, and creating a welcoming environment for all customers. The executives listened attentively, taking notes and asking questions. "We will implement your recommendations immediately," the CEO assured Marcus. "Additionally, we would like to support your campaign financially and collaborate on future initiatives." Marcus felt a sense of accomplishment. This was more than he had hoped for, a chance to create lasting change within the company and beyond. "Thank you," he replied. "Together, we can make a significant impact." As he left the meeting, Marcus felt a renewed sense of purpose. The campaign had gained momentum, and real changes were underway. He knew there was still much work to be done, but he was ready to continue the fight. Back at his office, Marcus gathered his team to share the news. They celebrated the victory, but quickly refocused on the next steps. There were still events to plan, partnerships to solidify, and a message to spread. The public event, a panel discussion featuring leaders from various industries, was scheduled for the following month. Marcus's team worked tirelessly to organize the event, ensuring it would be a powerful platform for discussing discrimination and promoting inclusivity. As the day of the event approached, Marcus felt a mixture of nerves and excitement. This was the moment they had been working towards, a chance to bring people together, spark meaningful conversations, and inspire action. The day of the public event dawned bright and clear, a perfect backdrop for what Marcus and his team hoped would be a milestone in their campaign. Held at a prestigious venue in the heart of the city, the event had attracted significant attention. The grand hall was filled with journalists, industry leaders, influencers, and members of the public, all eager to hear from the panelists. Marcus arrived early, ensuring everything was set up as planned. The stage was adorned with a banner displaying the #RespectAllCustomers hashtag, and rows of chairs faced it, filling up quickly as attendees arrived. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation, conversations buzzing about the significance of the event and the broader implications for the retail industry. Vanessa, who had been instrumental in organizing the event, approached Marcus with a clipboard. "Everything's ready. The panelists are here, and the media is set up. We go live in 10 minutes, she said, her excitement evident. "Great job, Vanessa," Marcus replied, giving her a reassuring smile. "Let's make this count." As the clock struck the hour, Marcus stepped onto the stage to thunderous applause. He stood at the podium, taking a moment to scan the audience, feeling a surge of pride and determination. "Good morning, everyone," he began, his voice steady and confident. "Thank you for joining us today. This event is not just about one incident of discrimination. It's about addressing a systemic issue that affects many people daily. Today, we are here to share stories, discuss solutions, and commit to creating a more inclusive world." The applause was deafening, reinforcing Marcus's belief in the power of collective action. He introduced the panelists, a diverse group of retail executives, diversity and inclusion experts, and individuals who had experienced discrimination. Each panelist brought a unique perspective, and their combined voices painted a vivid picture of the challenges and opportunities ahead. The discussion began with personal stories. A young woman shared her experience of being racially profiled while shopping, her voice trembling with emotion. An executive spoke about the changes his company had implemented to foster inclusivity, providing concrete examples and statistics. A diversity expert discussed the importance of training and education, emphasizing that change must start from the top. Marcus moderated the discussion, posing thoughtful questions and encouraging dialogue among the panelists. He was struck by the honesty and vulnerability of the stories shared, as well as the practical solutions proposed. The audience listened intently, many nodding in agreement or wiping away tears. During a break, Marcus mingled with attendees, answering questions and receiving words of support. "Thank you for doing this," an elderly woman said, gripping his hand tightly. "My grandson went through something similar, and it's heartening to see someone standing up for change." Back on stage, the discussion shifted to action. Panelists shared best practices, from comprehensive training programs to policies that ensured diversity in hiring. They talked about the importance of creating safe spaces for employees and customers to voice their concerns and the need for accountability at all levels of an organization. One panelist, a CEO of a major retail chain, announced a significant donation to Marcus's campaign and pledged to implement a rigorous inclusivity training program across all their stores. The audience erupted in applause, the announcement marking a tangible step forward. As the event drew to a close, Marcus took the stage one last time. "Today, we've heard powerful stories and learned about actionable solutions. But this is just the beginning. Each of us has a role to play in creating a more inclusive world. Let's take what we've learned today and put it into practice. Together, we can make a difference." The standing ovation that followed was overwhelming. Marcus felt a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration, knowing that their hard work was paying off. The event had not only raised awareness, but also galvanized support and commitment to the cause. Afterward, as the hall emptied, Marcus gathered his team for a brief meeting. "We did it," he said, unable to hide his smile. "This event was a success, but our work isn't done. Let's keep pushing, keep fighting for change." Vanessa and the others nodded, their faces reflecting a shared sense of purpose. They had come a long way, but they knew there was still much to do. The event had given them momentum, and they were determined to use it to drive lasting change. After the event, the public's response was overwhelmingly positive, and the pressure on the luxury store where Marcus had been discriminated against increased exponentially. Social media was ablaze with discussions, and many consumers voiced their intentions to boycott the store until they saw real change. The store's management knew they had to act swiftly and decisively. The store's CEO, Rachel Turner, was a woman of integrity who understood the gravity of the situation. She called for an emergency board meeting, where they discussed the store's response plan in detail. The goal was clear: to transform the store into a model of inclusivity and respect for all customers. "We must take this opportunity to set a new standard," Rachel said, addressing the board members. "Not just to repair our reputation, but to genuinely change our culture from within." The plan included several key initiatives. Diversity and inclusion training. Every employee, from senior management to part-time staff, would undergo comprehensive diversity and inclusion training. This training would be ongoing, with regular refreshers and updates to ensure everyone remained aware and engaged. Hiring practices. The store committed to revisiting their hiring practices to ensure a more diverse workforce. This included partnering with organizations that supported underrepresented communities and creating internship programs aimed at giving opportunities to young people from diverse backgrounds. Customer experience overhaul. The customer service policies were revised to focus on respect and dignity for all customers. This included setting up a dedicated team to handle complaints related to discrimination or bias and ensuring swift and appropriate responses. Community engagement. The store planned to engage more with the local community, hosting events and workshops that promoted inclusivity and diversity. This would help build stronger relationships and show their commitment to being a positive force in the community. Transparency and accountability. Rachel introduced a policy of transparency and accountability. Regular reports on the store's progress in these areas would be published, and customers were encouraged to provide feedback and hold the store accountable. Rachel also reached out to Marcus, inviting him to be a part of the transformation process. She wanted his input on the changes they were making and to ensure the actions they were taking were meaningful and effective. Marcus was initially hesitant but agreed to a meeting. They met in a conference room at the store's headquarters, a stark contrast to his previous experience. "Thank you for agreeing to meet with us, Marcus," Rachel began, her tone sincere. "We acknowledge the wrongs that occurred, and we're committed to making things right. We would greatly value your input on our initiatives." Marcus appreciated her openness and willingness to engage. "I'm here because I believe in the power of change. It's crucial that these initiatives are not just for show but lead to real, lasting improvements." They discussed the store's plans in detail, with Marcus offering suggestions and insights based on his experiences and the feedback he had received from the community. He emphasized the importance of genuine engagement and the need for continuous improvement. Over the next few months, the store's transformation began to take shape. Employees attended training sessions, and the new customer service policies were rolled out. The store hosted community events, and the new hiring practices started to diversify the workforce. Rachel ensured that Marcus was kept informed of the progress, and he continued to provide feedback and support. The relationship between Marcus and the store evolved from one of conflict to one of collaboration, each party committed to a common goal. The changes did not go unnoticed. Customers began to see the difference in how they were treated, and the store received positive media coverage for its efforts. Other businesses took note, seeing the store as a model for how to respond to issues of discrimination and bias effectively. As the store continued to evolve, Marcus felt a sense of accomplishment. The incident that had started as a moment of pain and injustice had led to a powerful movement for change, not just within one store but potentially across the retail industry. One evening, as Marcus walked past the store, he saw a new slogan displayed in the window: "Respect for all, every customer, every time." He smiled, knowing that this transformation was just the beginning of something much bigger. As the news of the luxury store's transformation spread, the public response was overwhelming and multifaceted. People from all walks of life, including activists, celebrities, and everyday shoppers, took to social media and other platforms to express their thoughts and reactions. The hashtags #RespectForAll and #luxury for everyone began trending on Twitter and Instagram, as individuals shared their personal stories and experiences of discrimination, praising the store for its proactive measures. Influential figures in the fashion and retail industries also weighed in, applauding the store's commitment to change and encouraging other businesses to follow suit. In the weeks following the announcement of the store's new policies, the public's response grew even more positive. Many customers who had previously boycotted the store returned, eager to see the changes for themselves. They reported back with enthusiastic reviews, highlighting the improved customer service and the welcoming atmosphere. Local and national news outlets picked up on the story, running features that showcased the store's journey from scandal to transformation. Journalists interviewed Marcus, Rachel, and several employees, offering a comprehensive look at the steps taken to create a more inclusive environment. "I was skeptical at first," one customer remarked in an interview with a popular news channel. But when I walked in and saw the diverse staff and experienced the genuinely respectful service, I knew they were serious about making a change. The store's community engagement initiatives also received praise. The events and workshops hosted by the store not only educated participants about diversity and inclusion, but also fostered a sense of unity and collaboration. Attendees left these events feeling inspired and empowered to promote inclusivity in their own lives and workplaces. However, not all responses were entirely positive. Some critics argued that the store's actions were merely a PR stunt, designed to repair their image rather than enact real change. These skeptics voiced their opinions on social media and in op-ed pieces, calling for continuous scrutiny to ensure that the store's commitments were upheld in the long term. In response to these criticisms, Rachel remained transparent about the store's progress. She continued to release regular updates and reports, detailing the ongoing training, hiring practices, and community engagement efforts. She also welcomed independent audits and assessments to verify the authenticity of the changes. Marcus, now an integral part of the store's advisory board on diversity and inclusion, addressed these concerns in several interviews. "It's understandable to be wary," he acknowledged. "Change doesn't happen overnight, and trust needs to be rebuilt. But from what I've seen, the store's leadership is genuinely committed to making a lasting difference. It's up to all of us to hold them accountable and support them in this journey." As the public continued to engage with the story, the conversation around discrimination and inclusivity in the retail industry gained momentum. Other stores and businesses began to announce their own initiatives, inspired by the luxury store's example. The ripple effect was undeniable, sparking a broader movement towards a more equitable and respectful customer experience across the industry. One particularly touching moment occurred when Marcus received a letter from a young black man who had experienced similar discrimination at another store. The letter expressed gratitude for Marcus's courage and the positive impact of his actions. "You've shown me that it's possible to fight for change and win," the letter read. "I hope to follow in your footsteps and make a difference in my own community." As Marcus read the letter, he felt a profound sense of fulfillment. His decision to stand up against injustice had not only transformed a store, but had also inspired countless individuals to advocate for their own rights and dignity. The public's response, both positive and critical, served as a powerful reminder of the importance of vigilance, accountability, and continued effort. The journey was far from over, but the progress made was a testament to the impact that determined individuals and communities could achieve together. Following the widespread public response and scrutiny, the luxury store initiated a series of comprehensive and enduring reforms to solidify its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. These changes were meticulously designed to prevent future incidents of discrimination and to establish a corporate culture that values and respects every customer and employee. Policy reformation and training programs. Rachel spearheaded the development of rigorous anti-discrimination policies, which were integrated into the store's operational framework. These policies were not only communicated to all existing employees, but were also made a part of the onboarding process for new hires. To ensure a thorough understanding and adherence, mandatory training programs were instituted. These programs included workshops on unconscious bias, cultural sensitivity, and inclusive customer service practices. The store also partnered with external diversity and inclusion consultants to provide ongoing education and to keep the training materials current and relevant. These consultants conducted regular assessments to measure the effectiveness of the training and to identify areas for improvement. Diverse hiring practices. A critical component of the store's transformation was the overhaul of its hiring practices. The Human Resources Department implemented strategies to attract and retain a diverse workforce, ensuring representation across all levels of the organization. This included outreach to underrepresented communities, partnerships with diversity-focused recruitment agencies, and the establishment of internship programs aimed at minority groups. In addition, the store set specific diversity targets and monitored progress through detailed metrics. Regular reporting on these metrics ensured transparency and accountability, allowing the store to adjust its strategies as needed. Community engagement and feedback mechanisms. To maintain a dialogue with the community and to continually improve, the store created multiple channels for customer feedback. Regular town hall meetings were held where customers could share their experiences and suggestions directly with the management team. These sessions were invaluable in providing insights into customer perceptions and identifying potential issues before they escalated. The store also launched an advisory board on diversity and inclusion, comprising community leaders, activists, and experts. This board met quarterly to review the store's progress, provide strategic guidance, and hold the management accountable for its commitments. Marketing and brand realignment. Recognizing the importance of public perception, the store embarked on a brand realignment initiative. Marketing campaigns were redesigned to reflect the store's commitment to inclusivity. This included featuring diverse models in advertising, promoting stories of empowerment and equality, and sponsoring community events that aligned with the store's values. Furthermore, the store's social media presence was leveraged to highlight its ongoing efforts and successes in creating an inclusive environment. These platforms served as a space for transparency, where the store could share updates and engage with customers on a personal level. Long-term vision and sustainability. Understanding that lasting change requires continuous effort, the store integrated its diversity and inclusion goals into its long-term business strategy. This included setting aside a portion of the annual budget specifically for diversity initiatives, such as scholarships, community grants, and sponsorships for diversity conferences and workshops. Regular audits and assessments were conducted to ensure compliance with the new policies and to measure their impact on both the internal culture and customer satisfaction. By embedding these goals into the core business strategy, the store aimed to ensure that diversity and inclusion remained a priority, regardless of changes in leadership or market conditions. The dramatic events and subsequent changes at the luxury store did not go unnoticed by its competitors in the high-end retail market. Competitors observed the public's reaction and the store's commitment to transformation with keen interest, understanding the implications for their own businesses. Initial reactions. Initially, many competitors were wary. The luxury retail industry, often characterized by tradition and exclusivity, was not accustomed to such a public and sweeping reform. Some feared that addressing similar issues within their own organizations would reveal underlying problems and potentially harm their brands. There was a noticeable tension as industry leaders discussed the potential fallout from the incident. Proactive measures. However, as the positive response to the luxury store's reforms grew, competitors began to recognize the benefits of embracing diversity and inclusion. Many saw an opportunity to enhance their own brand reputations by proactively addressing similar issues. High-end retailers across the industry started to announce their own initiatives aimed at fostering more inclusive environments. Several competitors launched comprehensive reviews of their internal policies, hiring practices, and customer service protocols. They sought to identify and rectify any discriminatory practices, aiming to preemptively address issues before they could escalate. Industry collaboration. In a surprising move, several luxury stores began to collaborate on industry-wide standards for diversity and inclusion. They formed alliances and working groups, sharing best practices and strategies for creating more equitable workplaces. This collaboration led to the development of a set of industry guidelines aimed at promoting fairness and respect across the luxury retail sector. These guidelines included recommendations for diversity training, inclusive hiring practices, and mechanisms for addressing customer complaints. By adopting these standards, competitors hoped to demonstrate their commitment to change and to reassure customers of their dedication to providing respectful and inclusive service. Public perception and market impact. The luxury store's competitors also observed a shift in public perception. Customers increasingly valued businesses that demonstrated a commitment to social justice and equality. The store's transformation and the broader industry response resonated with a younger, more socially conscious demographic, leading to increased customer loyalty and positive brand associations. Competitors who quickly adopted similar changes saw improvements in their own customer relations. They received praise for their proactive measures and experienced a boost in sales as customers flocked to brands that aligned with their values. Long-term strategic changes. Understanding the long-term importance of these changes, competitors integrated diversity and inclusion into their strategic planning. This included setting diversity targets, establishing regular training programs, and creating roles specifically focused on overseeing diversity initiatives. Marketing campaigns across the industry began to reflect a broader range of ethnicities, body types, and backgrounds, showcasing a commitment to representing their diverse customer base. The narrative in luxury retail shifted from exclusivity to inclusivity, positioning these brands as leaders in social responsibility. Building a better industry. The ripple effect of the original incident led to a significant transformation within the luxury retail sector. By taking bold steps towards inclusion and equality, the industry began to rebuild trust with its customers. The changes also paved the way for more diverse talent to enter and thrive in the industry, creating a richer and more dynamic market. The original luxury store's competitors realized that their survival and success depended on their ability to adapt and evolve. By learning from the incident and implementing meaningful changes, they not only protected their brands, but also contributed to building a more equitable and inclusive industry. The luxury store, once mired in controversy and negative publicity, underwent a remarkable transformation that significantly impacted its reputation. The series of events, from the initial refusal of service to the sweeping changes implemented within the company, culminated in a renewed public perception and a stronger brand identity. Restoring trust. Initially, the store faced widespread backlash and skepticism from the public. The refusal of service to a black man and the ensuing revelations of systemic issues within the company had damaged its credibility. Customers who had once been loyal were now questioning the store's values and ethics. However, the store's transparent handling of the situation played a crucial role in restoring trust. The public witnessed the CEO's genuine apology, the swift action to rectify the wrongs, and the commitment to long-term changes. This transparency fostered a sense of accountability and reassured customers that the store was dedicated to doing better. Positive media coverage. The media, which had been critical of the store's initial actions, began to shift its tone. News outlets reported on the store's comprehensive reforms, highlighting the positive steps taken to address discrimination and promote inclusivity. Stories of the store's transformation were featured in major publications, shedding light on the efforts made to create a more welcoming environment for all customers. Human interest stories about the experiences of employees and customers who benefited from the changes added a personal touch to the narrative. These stories resonated with the public, showing the tangible impact of the store's new policies and practices. Customer feedback and loyalty. Customer feedback was instrumental in shaping the store's reputation post-transformation. Many customers who had been initially disillusioned by the incident returned, expressing appreciation for the store's efforts to make amends. Positive reviews and testimonials began to flood social media, with customers praising the improved service and inclusive atmosphere. The store also saw an influx of new customers who were drawn by its commitment to diversity and social justice. The narrative of redemption and positive change appealed to a broader audience, including those who valued ethical business practices and inclusivity. Awards and recognitions. The luxury store's efforts did not go unnoticed by industry watchdogs and advocacy groups. The company received several awards and recognitions for its strides in diversity, equity, and inclusion. These accolades further solidified its reputation as a leader in positive corporate change. Organizations dedicated to promoting workplace equality lauded the store for its comprehensive diversity training programs, equitable hiring practices, and commitment to creating a respectful environment. These endorsements added credibility to the store's claims of transformation and bolstered its standing in the industry. Influence on corporate culture. The impact of the store's changes extended beyond its customer base. The transformation influenced corporate culture, setting a new standard for businesses across various industries. The store's commitment to inclusivity and respect became a benchmark for others to follow. Other companies took note of the store's success and began to implement similar initiatives within their organizations. The ripple effect of the store's actions contributed to a broader movement towards more inclusive and equitable business practices. Long-term strategic growth. The positive transformation also had significant implications for the store's long-term strategic growth. By positioning itself as a champion of diversity and inclusion, the store attracted top talent who were drawn to its values and vision. This influx of diverse perspectives and experiences enriched the company, fostering innovation and creativity. The store's renewed reputation as a socially responsible and ethical business opened doors to new partnerships and collaborations. Brands that shared similar values were eager to align themselves with the store, leading to mutually beneficial relationships and expanded market opportunities. A legacy of positive change. The story of the luxury store's transformation became a powerful example of how a company could turn a negative situation into a positive legacy. The journey from scandal to redemption showcased the potential for meaningful change when a company listens to its customers, takes responsibility for its actions, and commits to continuous improvement. The store's legacy was not just about overcoming a crisis, but about leading the way in creating a more inclusive and equitable world. Its story inspired other businesses to reflect on their practices and strive for greater accountability and fairness. The transformation left an indelible mark on the luxury retail industry, proving that with dedication, transparency, and a genuine commitment to change, it was possible to rebuild trust and achieve lasting positive impact. When the man returned to the luxury store, it wasn't just a simple revisit. It was a moment charged with significance and anticipation. The store, now transformed and aligned with its new values of inclusivity and respect, awaited his arrival with a mixture of hope and nervousness. A welcoming atmosphere. As he stepped through the doors, he immediately noticed the changes. The atmosphere was different, warmer, more welcoming. The staff, having undergone extensive diversity and inclusion training, greeted him with genuine smiles and respect. There was an air of inclusivity that hadn't been there before. The new customer service policies were evident. Employees were attentive, ensuring that every customer, regardless of their background, felt valued and respected. The store had gone through a significant cultural shift, and it showed in the way the staff interacted with him and other customers. Personalized attention. The store manager, who had been instrumental in implementing the changes, personally greeted him. The manager's approach was one of humility and gratitude. He acknowledged the past mistake and expressed the store's appreciation for the man's role in bringing about positive change. "We're truly grateful for the chance to make things right," the manager said, his tone sincere. Your experience has helped us grow and improve in ways we hadn't imagined. We're honored to have you here today. Tour of the store. The man was given a tour of the store, showcasing the improvements. The staff highlighted the changes made in response to his experience, from the diversity training sessions to the new customer service protocols. He saw the impact of his actions reflected in every corner of the store. He was shown the diversity statement prominently displayed at the entrance, affirming the store's commitment to treating all customers with respect and dignity. The tour also included a visit to the employee lounge, where he met staff members who shared how the changes had positively affected their work environment. Meeting the staff, the man had the opportunity to meet the staff, many of whom expressed their gratitude. They shared how the incident had opened their eyes and brought about necessary changes. The interaction was heartfelt, and the man felt a sense of fulfillment knowing that his actions had made a difference. One employee, a young woman who had started working there after the changes were implemented, told him, "I've heard about what happened and how it led to all these improvements. Because of you, this is a place where I feel respected and valued. Thank you." A special gesture. In a gesture of goodwill and to honor his impact, the store presented him with a special gift. It was a token of appreciation, a high-end item from their collection, symbolizing their gratitude and the transformation that had taken place. The gift was chosen carefully, reflecting the store's recognition of his significant role in their journey. The man accepted the gift with grace, acknowledging the store's efforts to make amends. "This means a lot," he said. "It's not just about the gift. It's about the change and the commitment to doing better. I'm glad to see how far you've come." A public acknowledgement. The store also took the opportunity to make a public acknowledgement. They invited local media and issued a press release highlighting the man's role in their transformation. The store's CEO made a statement, expressing how the incident had been a turning point and had led to a better, more inclusive business practice. "We owe a debt of gratitude to this gentleman," the CEO said. "His courage in speaking out and his grace in allowing us the opportunity to change have been invaluable. We are committed to continuing on this path and ensuring that our store is a place of respect and inclusion for all." A powerful moment. The man's return to the store was not just a visit. It was a powerful moment of reconciliation and progress. It highlighted how one individual's courage could lead to meaningful change in a large organization. The store's transformation stood as a testament to the impact of addressing wrongs and striving for inclusivity. The experience also left a lasting impression on the man. He felt a sense of accomplishment and pride, knowing that his actions had led to a significant positive change. The encounter reinforced his belief in the power of standing up against injustice and the potential for businesses to evolve and improve. A lasting legacy. The man's visit marked a new chapter for the store and left a lasting legacy. It served as a reminder of the importance of equality and respect in all aspects of life. The store's commitment to maintaining its new standards and continuing to grow as an inclusive environment became a core part of its identity. As the man left the store, he knew that his experience had sparked a movement within the company that would continue to ripple outward. The changes made were not just superficial. They were embedded in the store's culture and values, ensuring a better experience for all customers in the future. The story of the black man refused service at a luxury store, but who later played a pivotal role in transforming it didn't end with his return visit. The changes initiated at the store set off a chain reaction that reverberated far beyond its walls, affecting the broader community and even the industry as a whole. Industry-wide influence. News of the store's transformation and the man's role in it spread quickly. The story was covered by various media outlets, highlighting how a single act of courage and the willingness to confront injustice could lead to significant positive changes. This coverage sparked conversations in boardrooms and retail spaces across the country. Other luxury stores and businesses took note. Many initiated their own reviews of customer service policies, implemented diversity training programs, and adopted more inclusive practices. The incident became a case study in corporate responsibility, demonstrating the tangible benefits of addressing discrimination head-on. Community empowerment. Locally, the story had a profound impact. It empowered members of the community, particularly those who had faced similar discrimination. The man became a local hero, invited to speak at schools, community centers, and business forums about his experience and the importance of standing up for one's rights. Community leaders and activists used the story as a rallying point to advocate for broader systemic changes. They pushed for policies that promoted equality and inclusivity, not just in retail but in various sectors, including education, healthcare, and employment. Personal growth and advocacy. For the man himself, the experience was transformative. He found a new sense of purpose in advocacy and activism. Using his story as a powerful example, he dedicated himself to fighting for social justice and equality. He collaborated with organizations to develop programs aimed at eradicating discrimination and promoting diversity. He also took on mentorship roles, guiding young people who faced similar challenges. His journey became a source of inspiration, showing that resilience and determination could overcome adversity and effect meaningful change. Sustained store commitment. The luxury store continued to honor its commitment to inclusivity and respect. Regular audits ensured that the new policies were being followed and that the culture of the store remained welcoming to all. Customer feedback systems were enhanced to quickly address any issues and to continuously improve the shopping experience. The store also launched community outreach programs, partnering with local organizations to support diversity and inclusion initiatives. Scholarships, internships, and sponsorships were established to provide opportunities for underrepresented groups, further embedding the values of equality into the store's operations. A symbol of change. The story became a powerful symbol of change, representing the potential for growth and transformation in the face of adversity. It underscored the importance of acknowledging and addressing wrongs, and the impact that such actions could have on individuals, businesses, and communities. The man's courage and the store's willingness to change became a beacon of hope. It showed that positive change was possible, even in places where discrimination had once been deeply entrenched. It also highlighted the role that individuals could play in driving this change, encouraging others to speak out and stand up for their rights. Legacy of hope and equality. Ultimately, the legacy of this story was one of hope and equality. It reinforced the idea that no act of discrimination was too small to be challenged, and that even the most entrenched practices could be changed with determination and courage. The man's actions not only changed a store, but also inspired a movement towards greater inclusivity and respect in society. The story continued to be shared, each telling reinforcing its lessons and spreading its message further. It served as a reminder that while the journey towards equality might be long and challenging, it was a journey worth undertaking, and every step taken brought society closer to a more just and inclusive world.